show didn't even start. You already got me dying laughing.
What is up, everybody?
Right. It's a slow news day. Not that we're a news channel. Before I get all caught up again, go check out Hammerella and WIREHEAD on Indiegogo. I'll be pulling up the campaigns throughout the stream, talking about them a little bit. If you haven't backed them already, get over there and do that. There's only like 11 days left on Hammerella and about, I think, 23 left on WIREHEAD now. Both kick-ass books, both from awesome Alterna dudes, and lots of bang for your buck in those campaigns. So go check them out. Links are in the description below. And fucking subscribe to this madness and hit the like button, obviously. Past that, yeah, what's been going on, Jeff? How you doing, buddy?
I woke up super exhausted this morning.
Yeah. Likewise.
Freezing my ass off, too.
Oh, yeah?
Waking up cold. I hate waking up cold.
How is it down there?
I mean, it's not, it's not really cold. It's Florida cold, so it's like in the 60s.
Yeah. Oh, but it's like straight winter here. I would fucking blow the devil to be back in the 60s. Like,
that's a great saying.
Yeah,
I'll blow the devil for that.
Just to feel warm again.
I'd blow the devil for a hot fries right now.
Yeah, man. I think it's 35 today. And that's warm.
Yeah, it gets down to like the 50s at night. I mean, when it gets closer to like December, January and stuff, it'll probably get down to like the 40s and even 30s.
Oh, yeah. And like back when going to the beach is miserable.
Yeah. But I just hate, I don't know. I wake up in the morning and like the fan's going in the bedroom and I just wake up freezing. I hate that feeling so much.
Yeah. It like sets the bar for the day.
Yeah.
My problem with that is it deceives me into thinking that it's like still summertime. Like I'll wake up with the heat on and we'll have the fan going and I'm like, oh, it's like kind of warm. The fan feels really nice. It feels like it's the beginning of summer and we haven't put the AC in yet.
And then you step outside and your dick gets sucked inside your body.
Yeah. I go out to smoke a morning cigarette like an absolute garbage human and just rock hard nipples and a terrified dick. The gender reassignment I wasn't asking for.
Oh, it's way cheaper then.
Yeah.
People just need to move to Connecticut.
If you don't have the money for surgery immediately, just live in a very cold area. Nature will do the work for you. We're pro everybody here.
The Eskimos have 100 words for your penis falling off.
Yeah, for your penis disappearing into your body. It's a night news day because I got an email from Taco Bell that they're doing $0 delivery fee on Thanksgiving, which is just the most depressing shit I think I've ever read.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was brutal. But then I also thought, like, how happy is the dude who like plans on ordering Taco Bell on Thanksgiving every year and looks forward to it? And
you know what?
How nice that guy's life must be to just like not care. What up, Razmaz?
Oh, what's up, Razmaz? My family, like my mom and my aunts and all that, they're all kind of around the same age. And so like one year they all basically retired around the same time. And they had all just given up on doing anything for the holidays. So like for 1 year at Thanksgiving, my mom brought Taco Bell. My aunt brought Popeyes. My other aunt brought like KFC. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, can nobody just make some mashed potatoes?
Yeah, that's intense.
Like,
that's like our
Thanksgiving ever.
Our like senior safe grad that I talked about the other night in high school. That senior auction thing I was talking about where an underclassman could buy me. Mm-hmm. So we raised more money. Like our class literally set the record for how much money a senior class had raised for their like safe grad party. We raised some insane amount of money. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something like fucking $8,000 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's money you raise over the course of like the 4 years you're in school. Like you start out as a freshman and all the money you're raising is saved by the school to go towards your safe grad. And we raised the most of any class ever in this small ass school. And that was like after, you know, spending some of the money over the 4 years on other shit as well to raise more money. Like that was how they would teach you to like spend money to make money and like student politics and stuff. That's one of the few things our high school actually did pretty well for being so underfunded. But our safe grad, that was like the catering for it, was they just went to every fast food place around and got like a ton of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like fresh Taco Bell all night long. It was really weird. They had some system where like, because most of the fast food places around us were like 24 hours at that point in the year, like towards the start of summer and the end of the school year. A lot of the fast food places in the area were 24 hours. So they had worked out these deals with them where they would like have a delivery driver bring us hot food like every hour. So there was just like fresh Taco Bell and Wendy's and all this shit all night long. And then they had like either water or energy drinks. And it was like knockoff Monsters, like energy drink tall boys. Our senior safe grad ended with a bunch of us dudes in the shower room of the locker room with every other shower turned off on, like hyperventilating in the dry spots in between the turned on showers from fucking pounding so many energy drinks and eating so much fast food. We were all like super fucked up.
Did Jeffrey Epstein fun this night?
Yeah, right? We weren't naked in the showers. We were fully clothed, like dying of heart attacks. We were like, let's turn the showers on cold water and just go like breathe in some fresh air.
You're hopped up on Red Bull and horse meat.
Yeah, like it was bad. We were in one of the back hallways because they did the safe grad like in the school. We had like a 2-hour like pregame thing at this place like a couple towns over that's like a Chuck E. Cheese for adults. You can get like absolutely hammered there. They have bowling alleys. They have like a gigantic like adult sized jungle gym and like a huge arcade billiard room and a bunch of other shit. And we went there for the first 2 hours of the night from like it was like, I want to say 9 to 11. And then at 11, we took buses back to the high school and we had just spent a ton of money, like kitting out the high school with a bunch of dumb shit. We rented this guy who was like a magician, a hypnotist. And then he also ran like a trivia game show for us. And the trivia game show ended up being one of the better things. Like his company had like a whole like fake Jeopardy booth set up with like wired buzzers and everything. It took them like the whole day to set that up, and it was one of the smallest parts of the thing he did. I went to that, and we had gotten really hammered. Like it was supposed to be like a dry night. Like that's what safe grad is. And we like a bunch of us just got like super hammered before we went. And I just kept buzzing in at Jeopardy and answering with like completely bullshit wrong answers and making like everybody fucking laugh in the crowd. We did the same thing the year God, what was it? It was like the practice SATs or something. They told us that I can't remember which fucking standardized testing it was. I think it was the practice SATs, PSATs. I don't know. You guys had to take those around here, right? That's like college placement.
Yeah. I have no idea what my scores were though.
I score. That's the thing was I didn't go to college basically because of circumstance. I just couldn't afford it and had to like get out on my own. But I scored like stupid fucking high in testing always. That was always my thing.
The description. I scored stupid high.
Oh yeah. I was second in my school on what is it? It's a Connecticut thing, but I was second in the school and like 8th in the state the year of it, and it was like basically not the SATs for college, but it's like the standardized testing that the school does at the end of all of your schooling to make sure that you actually learn shit. And yeah, the only kid in front of me was my buddy Walker, who was like a high functioning autist. And like he's in high school was like 4th or 5th in line for the Guinness record for fucking reciting pi. Yeah, he can recite some fucking insane amount of the numbers, and he's tried out.
He made a movie about him.
Right, he's tried out for the record a couple of times too. But yeah, Walker got like a damn near perfect score on like almost every test he ever took. And he same thing. We were first and second in the PSATs, and I think the SATs as well. My guidance counselor like sounded like she was going to commit suicide when I was like, yeah, I'm not going to college. I don't have time for it. Don't have the time or the money. And it looked like her head was going to explode.
I didn't like college until I met my wife, and then we just had like tons of fun. But college itself, just it's worthless unless you're going for like a good degree, like a meaningful degree, like in physics or economics or something like that. I always tell people not to like waste their money because they're just going to accrue debt. Just go to like a trade school.
That was my whole thing, was like when it came down to it, I was so scattered with what I wanted to do. I obviously would have wanted to do something with art at the time because my hands weren't all destroyed and fresh out of high school. But I've always been such a realist that even without my parents breathing down my neck, I was like, that's a fucking dumb choice. And I knew it was like I could see 4 years in the future, and I knew I'd be walking out the door doomed. Or, you know, right where I was at that very moment thinking about it. So it's like, I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. And as I got older, the only thing I could really think of that I genuinely felt like I wanted or needed to go back to school for was, I definitely, just because I like learning in general, I feel like you're never, if you feel like you've learned everything you need to learn in life, you are doomed. But I would love to eventually, if I could, you know, afford it and it not cut into the comic book stuff, go back to school for like some certificate programs, just like a couple of week or month programs and stuff. I don't need a degree or anything, but just shit I'm interested in. Touch up on ceramics and stuff like that again. That's the stuff I'd love to do. And there's fucking crazy comprehensive courses at like local YMCAs and shit around us that are like really really well funded.
I would even agree with that. Like, do that instead of going to college, because the college classes are going to be inflated.
Oh yeah. But I mean,
you can get really great artisans and stuff like that. Like
Manchester Community College isn't too far from where I live, and that's like one of the biggest community colleges in Connecticut. And there's like people that come from out of country to go there and stuff, which still blows my mind. And out of state and shit like that. Like MCC has a really good program. I don't know if it went through or not, but they were supposed to be, I think it would have been Northeastern Yukon campus, but UConn was trying to buy them out just because they're such a well-known community. Like MCC, not a bad word about it. The only bad thing was security is so bad at that school, and they just don't give a fuck that I used to go in with a bunch of buddies of mine that went there for like their first year of college, and I'd just like ride in with them in the morning and take classes all day. Which, hey, if you don't care about having the piece of paper at the end of college, you can get away with that in a lot of colleges.
Yeah.
You can just sit in on classes. I used to do it at UConn all the time, MCC, like just sit in the back where they won't call on you.
And you can also like audit classes if you want. You know, like you can be enrolled as a student and just audit a class, but not actually get, just like test it out to see how you like it. So.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you can do that not being a student.
You can just scam the school.
Yeah.
You can steal books.
You don't need the books. They'll just tell you everything. It's amazing.
You can just walk into the library and steal the computers.
There was a point in time I was taking vocal lessons from one of the professors there because I just happened to be friends with her. And she would be like, yeah, I'm teaching a class at this point and this point. And so I'd go in on Tuesdays with my buddy John, who was the bassist of my band. And I'd learn more about music theory and vocalization and all this other shit. And how to scream the right way and all these cool things.
Whenever I hear vocalization, I always think of Step Brothers now.
She worked with a ton of different people in the industry. Some kind of butt rocky stuff. I know she knew the chick from Evanescence.
Oh, really? Amy Lee?
Yeah, that one. I don't know why I couldn't think of her name. But yeah, great singer, really cool. She's not around anymore. I don't know where the hell she.
Speaking of,
she like got married and disappeared off the face of the earth.
Speaking of early 2000s hot rocker chicks, you remember Lita from WWF?
Yeah,
she was. My wife was watching.
There was
Dancing with the Stars, and not Dancing with the Stars. We were watching Bachelorette, and Lita was on it, and she looks awful now.
That's
like life hit her hard.
I remember that happening because I think she was one of the ones who got that feedback. They were like, I think that's sort of why she stopped wrestling. Was they were like, yeah, not looking good.
Yeah, because I think she came back a few years ago, and
she did, but that was the whole thing. It was like they did the same thing with China, where they were like, roids and everything is beating you down, I guess, and they were just like, you're not like a babe anymore, we can't sell you, which is kind of a bummer. Like, you grow up.
She was like psycho too.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Edwin? Good to see you.
What's up, Edwin?
Yeah, she was a little nuts, but I remember because I was like, God, probably like 12, 13 when she sort of disappeared from being with the Hardy Boys regularly and everything. And there was that rumor floating around. It was like a schoolboy rumor that she like left to go do porn.
Really?
Like when I got older, I found out like there's like, I don't think she actually went to leave to go do porn, but I think that was part of like WWF, WWE's like sort of like gimmick back then at the time with like Raw and all of that. And the Attitude Era was like they gave like really crazy explanations for why people disappeared and shit like that. And it was like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a rumor they seeded because their stupid fan base of small children at the time, like myself, would totally bite for that. And I remember one of my buddies telling me that in school. We were just like, whoa.
She wouldn't be the first. Like, it's funny because China's the one that actually did it.
Oh yeah, no. And then you find out, like, you get older and you find out like tons of them do porn. You're like, oh yeah, like that's not crazy
Sunny,
at all.
Sunny did it, but when she was way too haggard to really have done it.
I mean, like half of them did Playboy back in the day too. It was just
Sunny
you were like
farts in her porn. You can hear her farting, and not anything else.
Rad.
She's farts.
One of the newer ones got a bunch of shit for it too. She had like multiple sex tapes leak or something. I'm not like too privy on wrestling. I have like no problem with it. It's just like
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of her name. She's the one that had the movie made about her.
Paige something. I think.
Yeah. She had like multiple sex tapes.
Because my old roommate is still like not like huge on wrestling, but he'll still watch it when he's not working or whatever. Like it'll be like his background noise for the night. And like that always used to throw me off. We'd be like hanging out, getting drunk and playing Madden. And he would just have like wrestling on another TV in the background and like not even paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Just like a blind kid, like watching wrestling. Like,
yeah, I used to fucking love wrestling. I wanted to be a pro wrestler.
I still go over to his place because he's got his own place now. We go over there like every year for WrestleMania and just like hang out, cook a bunch of food. It's like I haven't regularly watched wrestling in like 10 years at least.
No, but wrestling is kind of like comics for me now, where it's like changed so much from what it used to be,
Yeah,
and it's like so homogenized and stuff. It's kind of like I know I've lost interest in it completely. But yeah, I'll
I've
watch like
heard
interviews and stuff.
AEW is sort of coming away from that and
Yeah.
sort of carving out its own thing. So I've been meaning to
Hmm.
check that out. I saw like some of their event stuff and some like random match clips on Twitter and stuff like that when they're shared. Darcy the Mail Girl is a big fan and shares a lot of their stuff.
But see, even AEW, like they have some cool stuff there, but they also have a lot of the indie wrestling, which I think is really obnoxious. Like the
Yeah.
indie wrestling is basically everybody's doing finishing moves throughout the entire match. Like there's no like storytelling. Everything is
Well,
just
that's
big,
what I
crazy.
miss is like the crazy, like interwoven, ridiculous narratives and stuff. Like
Hmm.
Raw, Attitude Era, all that stuff had a lot of faults, but they were at least like trying things, and
Yeah.
it was ridiculous and over the top, and
Hmm.
you didn't know what the hell you were walking into each week.
Yeah. They were taking
Uh,
chances, and you never knew what was going to happen because they didn't really even know what was going to happen. It
yeah,
was like ECW at the same time was, like WWF was stealing from ECW, and they were battling WCW and pushing the bar higher and higher to try and outdo one another. And there's still a lot of crap at that period of time, but that was like one of the most exciting times for TV, just because every night could be something totally crazy, and they were even beating Monday Night Football at one point.
that was one of the first times too where I remember being a kid watching wrestling and enjoying the shit out of it as a kid, and then finally being aware of like the news and a controversy and that like Attitude Era was a bad thing for kids and
Yeah.
that I shouldn't be watching it. And I was like, by that point, already playing video games and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And there was that whole like violent video games turn children into murderers and all this shit. And like, I wasn't aware of any of that, but that was like my first brush with reality was also wrestling. And it was like, this is weird. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't understand what all that, like, do the adults not understand that this isn't like these guys are invincible?
Well,
like
that
even
came
as
out
a
of.
kid, I knew it wasn't completely real, but I
Hmm.
was like, these guys are definitely getting fucked up. But it was like that was, I think, what cemented it for me was like my brain couldn't fully piece it together. So these guys just seemed like superheroes. Like something always made them get back up, and you didn't know if that was supernatural or something else. But you were like, fuck, these guys are cool as hell. Like,
Hmm.
and that's why it meant more when they didn't get back up. You genuinely believed it. Like,
But that's also what fucking the stupid sports entertainment thing really ruined for me. Like now you're just saying, okay, it's not anything real. It's completely made up bullshit. It's sports entertainment.
yeah,
Like
it became a money thing, and that's why I thought when AEW came out, it was gonna be like those, those club flyer shows you see where it's like battling giant monsters this weekend, and it's like all these fucking wrestlers you kind of know are gonna be in kaiju costumes beating the shit out of each other in a ring.
right.
They're gonna put up like styrofoam buildings in the ring
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
beat the
yeah.
shit out of each other, like just do ridiculous shit. I was like, why don't we have something like that on TV? Like, is AEW really going to try and build itself up to be just like the milk toast competition for WWE? Like, I would love to see more ridiculous, over the top shit. Make it more like a comic book. Have insane scripted stuff when they're not in the ring. Build it up and make it fun.
Hmm.
Could you imagine seeing dudes like and Christian pops in? I was just about to say, could you imagine seeing a dude
It's
like
Chris.
AEW rolling dressed as like Voidwalker?
Yeah,
Just
I can see that. Well,
dudes.
dude, back in the day, WCW, those luchadors totally would have done that.
That's what I mean. Is that's a gold mine. Like that's basically what luchadors are doing. Is like,
Hmm.
all right, everybody make your superhero persona, and we're gonna beat the shit out of each other
Well,
for the fans.
and that used to be the thing too. Like WCW and
Welcome, Christian.
WWF used to have like the first hour of their show would be more family friendly, and then the after hours, like 9 o'clock and up, would be the adult fare. It was like a good mixture, so the kids could still get something out of it and go to bed, and the parents would still, or the older brother or whatever, would
Yeah.
still have something really cool. Because like for me, the Attitude Era was perfect. Because like I grew up with the Superstar Era, where I was a kid, and everybody was like basically superheroes. And then the Attitude Era came about when I was already like a teenager. So it was like I'm getting into more adult fare, and here's like Sable, and here's Undertaker sacrificing people, and
yeah, the Attitude Era was just like, oh, somebody at WWF finally saw an 80s action movie. Cool.
Do you remember when fucking Brian Pillman shot Stone Cold Steve Austin? It was one of the most insane
back in the
things.
days hour over here. Yeah, there was so much crazy shit back then.
Like the whole storyline was like Brian Pillman, I think, had abducted somebody's kid or something, and like on video he pulls a gun on Stone Cold Steve Austin and shoots him, and they're like, he just killed him.
Didn't they like blow up Vince McMahon's car at one point, like mob style?
He like died like 5 times or something.
Yeah, he like gets into his car, and I think it was Vince McMahon. They straight up like mafia style car bomb him. I just remember being a little kid and just being like, holy shit. Like every week.
That whole period of time too had like genuinely insane, like amazing, innovative stuff, like where
and then it's like these guys were like guerrilla stuntmen.
Well, but DX went to a WCW taping, and we're showing shit behind the scenes, and then WCW was announcing who was going to win the night of like WrestleMania or whatever it was. Like this was like fourth wall breaking TV. That even if you didn't like pro wrestling, it's pretty cool to see. Like, could you imagine, like Michael Jordan showing up, to fucking NFL and being like, oh yeah, the fix is in. We know who's going to win the Dallas Cowboys game tonight.
It was weird. It was weird too when like what's it called? Like a heel was a heel, and it wasn't just like a game. They weren't like going backstage and playing grab ass,
right?
With their villain afterwards. Like, they legitimately didn't like each other. There was one too. Didn't someone get like fucking run over backstage?
I mean, I'm sure there's been a lot of shit like that.
I think it was Stone Cold. Wasn't that? Was that why he was in the brace?
That would make sense. I think he did get in a car accident or something like that.
Yeah, I think one of them like hit him with a car or something. It was like a stretch limo backstage. There was that's what I mean though. There's so much insane shit back then. I need to like look up like a list of like the craziest moments of the Attitude Era.
And then like
there's a fucking ton of them. Mick Foley getting bitch whipped off the top of that cage.
Oh my god, that's still one of the most insane things ever. His fucking tooth got knocked through his
dude. He was always my favorite, even back when like I wasn't like a chubby little kid or anything, but something about him, it was like I knew I was gonna grow up to be a giant fucking chubby dude. Something about him just always, I was like, he's the coolest fucking dude. He's got all these different characters, and the guy just had nothing but heart. Like he might not have been like the prettiest wrestler, both in his looks and the look of the execution of his moves, and he might not be the strongest, but he always got back up no matter what you threw at him. And it's like, that is fucking badass. And he also happens to be a fucking rad dude, so kudos to Mick Foley. But yeah, that was like, even as a little kid, I was just like, holy fucking shit. Like, a lot of my friends and stuff loved Undertaker and Kane and all that, and I was always a huge Mick Foley fan.
Did you ever watch Beyond the Mat, documentary about pro wrestlers?
Oh, yeah.
And do you remember like when Mick Foley's getting hit in the head by a chair thrown by The Rock, and his family's watching it and screaming in terror because like they're watching their dad getting the shit beat out of him?
I think that's the famous, he like looks and smiles at, it looks like he's smiling at one of the cameras, and it's him smiling at his kids to try and show him that he's like having fun and he's all right, but he's like covered in blood and he looks insane.
And his wife is shrieking in terror. He's genuinely disturbed.
They're right behind the camera, and I'm like, that's one of those like too dumb to know it, but you're like terrifying your family even more by smiling there.
Right.
Like a good thumbs up or something, or just be like, I'm all right. Like,
But that's something too that I've seen a lot now, where pro wrestlers will break kayfabe a lot, and they'll like calm a kid down or something in the crowd or whatever.
Well, that's what I was gonna
I
say.
love
Is
back in
this
the old
dude
days though when they,
refuses
yeah,
to?
I love back in the old days when they just be like, "Hey kid, go fuck yourself."
Yeah, slap a kid on the mouth. That was the best thing. Was dudes would just walk out and, like, flip a kid the bird at point blank range, and I was like, "This is the coolest shit ever." I remember my buddy Austin brought me and our friend Nick to I think it was SmackDown. I don't think it was Raw. We went to SmackDown. Was that Thursday nights?
Yeah, SmackDown was Thursday.
Yeah. So it was I'm pretty sure it was a SmackDown show. It's Thursday night, and they had, I never knew it, but they had like undercard fights before the like big fights of the night that you wouldn't see on TV. So it's like on TV you were seeing all these cool matches and everything, and maybe a couple bummy ones or whatever, but there was like another twice as many matches that you weren't seeing on TV that you would see for like live. And we went there that night.
They call them.
Yeah, like all the like televised matches ended up being kind of bummy. Like, I don't even remember anything that happened. But I think it was Rhino, who like wasn't a big name or anything at the time.
Yeah.
He had only wrestled a couple times, and I think he had been on TV once at the time. Him and Hardcore Holly had a dark match. It was the last one before the show started, and you could tell someone was like, all right, get the crowd like pumped the fuck up, so when like cameras start rolling, everybody's going ape shit. And these guys beat the living shit out of each other. Blood everywhere on the mat. Like, if you told me Rhino and Hardcore Holly genuinely hate each other in real life, I would believe it, because
everybody hates Hardcore Holly. He's a cunt.
Dude, 12-year-old me was blown away. Rhino picked him up and slammed. It didn't look like a wrestling match. It looked like a bar fight that just happened to be in a wrestling ring. It was
was an asshole. He used to do you remember that show? Fuck, what was it called? Tough Enough, where it was like American Idol for pro wrestlers to join WWE.
Oh yeah.
He was one of the coaches, and he used to just beat the shit out of people. And like, there's one match where this kid, he's supposed to be teaching him how to like do the moves and stuff, and he's just literally trying to hurt him. And he even said so. Like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I had a bad day, and so I want to take it out on somebody." And this kid had like black eye. He had like ribs bruised, all this stuff. And it's like, okay, dude, you're taking advantage of your position to actually hurt these kids, because like they're going in with the understanding that, and this is true of just pro wrestling in general. You're a team in there. You're supposed to be working together, and so you have to trust that the other guy is not trying to hurt you.
It's a dance, not an ass whooping.
Yeah, so it's like, if you're going in there and you're not pulling your punches and you're really kicking this dude, like, you're being a cunt. And Al Snow, I think, even confronted him on it.
That's the funny thing too, is it's like, you can beat the shit out of someone, and then you want to go do a big move later on, dude. They can fucking drop you real hard.
Yep.
So it's like, don't act like it's not going to come back around to you when you want to go fucking do some fucking awesome leg kick that you got to go completely sideways for, and he can just grab your legs and fucking pull your head into the mat. Like,
right.
Drop you on your fucking head. That's the crazy thing about, like, Bruiser Brody did that shit back in the day when they called it potatoing.
Yeah.
And it was just, but even for him, it would be like, you're fucking around and everything. You hit him a couple times, or you miss your mark, and, you're holding up the show, and he thinks you're making not only him look bad, but the whole fight look bad. Then yeah, he's going to fucking pop you one on the jaw, and you're going to start hitting your marks, or he's gonna fucking slap you across the jaw again. Like,
there's a great one.
It's not like he was fucking just knocking dudes out. Like, then the match is over for the night. Like, he was still a huge showman. That's why it's a bummer the dude got fucking murdered. Like, that guy, I genuinely think, would have been another like Andre the Giant. Like, he would have been everywhere. He would have been doing movies, all sorts of shit, because he loved performing and entertaining people.
There was a great one though with Antonio Inoki, where he fought this French Canadian dude, and the French Canadian guy, he was like a big, like, almost like a Yokozuna looking guy, and he wasn't selling during the whole fight. And finally, Inoki just got pissed off and literally just started beating the shit out of the guy in the ring and like knocked him out and started kicking him in the head. Like, it was brutal. But like, that was that old school like 80s style wrestling where it's like, all right, I guess we're fighting for real now.
Yeah, you'll sell it now, motherfucker.
You're gonna sell it when you're knocked out cold and bleeding all over the mat.
Oh my god, like, yeah, that's what a weird industry to get into too, and then just decide, like, pick and choose randomly, like, oh, I'm gonna be a bitch right now and not actually do my job.
Yeah.
I'm looking at shit in the background when I start playing the hi-hats.
Yeah, you start playing your drum kit. Here's a question: can you snorkel and play the hi-hat at the same time? It can be done, people.
I thought it just set my hair on fire.
Early swimming today.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting the shirt order together and everything.
Oh yeah, I gotta get back to you. Then I gotta ask Rachel about.
Oh yeah, I sent you the link, right?
Yeah.
So you got them all.
Yup.
Kevin wanted that vintage black.
Kurt Russell, still the coolest man in Hollywood.
Right? That was one of the few things I had to talk about today.
Yeah, I saw you post that. That was awesome.
The King has returned. Yeah. It's just like, it's bad when like common sense is like a slam dunk these days.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of bums me out overall. Like,
yeah.
But what can you do about it?
Neil Marshall's The Reckoning has been acquired by Shudder.
I don't think I've even heard of that, but that's exciting. Another Neil Marshall movie.
I thought we talked about it on one of our shows.
Did we?
I think we looked it up once.
I'm drunk a lot, man. It's been a rough couple of weeks.
Marvel has a pig-faced Captain Marvel drawing that's going around the internet.
Oh yeah, that was weird. It looks like my nose from underneath. Dude, we're gonna do a salmon-colored shirt, Jeff.
I like salmon. Tastes delicious.
Of course you like salmon.
It's delicious.
And you're not Jewish?
Get some salmon and lox.
Do you do the smoked salmon?
Aha! I'll eat salmon anyway. Any way you make it.
Raw, like a bear.
Yeah. Fucking raw tuna? Come on now.
Slap it right out of the
sashimi.
I'm not like a fish guy for the most part, and I also have like a mild shellfish allergy, so when I eat that shit I just get itchy as fuck. One thing I do really like is stuffed clams, so I'll eat stuffed clams and then I'll just be like red and itchy all night. Because I'm like, I can't even take like allergy medication and be all right with it. Like, I'm just like super itchy. Same thing with onions and mushrooms, and I love onions, so it's like I'll eat onion rings and just be itchy all night long. Like, fuck.
You have a mushroom allergy?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
I'm pretty sure I have an allergy, or mushrooms just fuck me up. I don't know what it is, but every time I've ever eaten mushrooms, onions, or shellfish, I get crazy itchy. I haven't gone and gotten tested for it, but those are the three foods that I know without a doubt. I eat them and I get red and itchy.
That
yeah,
sucks. That's like three of my favorite things.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love onions, so that's the one that really drives me wild. Stuffed clams is like maybe once a year, but that's like the one thing I really fucking like. If it comes down to like shellfish or anything, I've tried shrimp like once in my life, and I thought they were disgusting.
Yeah, I like the stuffed clams too. Hey.
Got him.
That was like a Tom Cruise. Ha ha.
Congrats on breaking the 10K mark on the campaign, guys. Thank you, dude. I need to send you a payment. I had some crazy shit happen with
Oh, that was him hitting you up for money. He's like, "Hey, congrats on that money, buddy."
I talked to him, but I completely spaced that. I was supposed to send it to him over the weekend, and I've been waiting around to hear from my dad and getting loaded in the meantime. So I will.
Story of your life.
Yeah, try to get that to you today, dude. I'm sorry about that.
Cradle with the silver spoon.
Yeah, it's been a wonky week. Nana is I don't think she's in the clear yet, but she seems to be doing better. My dad told me if I hadn't heard anything from him that it was, just because he's has to notify like 30 other members of the family, and he's like, you will hear from me if it's something serious and it's not getting better. But I haven't heard from him, so assuming that's the best.
Will be in pesos.
News right now.
Yeah, no good.
But yeah,
no good news.
that was the bad news. Was fucking my crazy old Alzheimer's ridden Nana, my last remaining grandparent, popped positive for fucking COVID this week, and she is in a retirement home where we can't see her currently, and it's going on almost a year of me not being able to see her. This is a huge bummer, and was the first thing to really hit me hard during all of this. But we're keeping it together, and it'll be fine either way. But yeah, couple of days of just drinking and being in my own world, not focusing on anything was very needed, and I got a lot of sleep that I hadn't been getting, which was nice. That was glorious. Doesn't happen often.
Have you seen that new show, Gangs of London?
No, I have not.
It's by the guy that did The Raid. I really want to watch it, but it's on like Stars or something, or Epix, or one of those channels.
Oh shit, I might have to look for that then. Yeah, no, I don't watch a lot of TV. Like, the payment will be in pesos. Just, that's all I could do this time around.
It's like $5 American.
The fuck is this? I ended up owing money.
That's funny.
I had to pay PayPal $6 American to get $5 in pesos.
What is Brazilian money considered? What's the name of that?
Argentinian money? He's in Argentina.
Oh, he's in Argentina. God, I keep always thinking he's Brazilian.
Yeah, every time I don't know who it is you're thinking he is.
Kristen Hasse. Come on.
Pesos is like itchy and scratchy land money. Yeah, wow, that's a really dumb blind spot on my part, considering I've been working with Christian for a while now.
What is Argentinian money called?
Oh, it's a peso, yeah.
It is a peso?
Argentine peso.
Oh.
ARS. I knew it was ARS, but I didn't know it was Argentinian peso. Dude, they look cool as fuck. The coins.
Is it still peso? Coins? They still do coins?
No, they got paper money with a fucking dude with quite possibly the gnarliest mutton chops you'll ever see.
But I mean, like, coins are still big there. Like in Europe, coins are still pretty big.
I just saw this one over here on the right.
Oh shit, that looks like a Mayan or something.
Yeah, that looks badass. That looks like something like a hitman leaves on your eyes.
It looks like something you put on like an altar and it would open up a secret door.
Yeah, some Assassin's Creed type shit.
Yeah.
And they're just like, that's a penny, you idiots. Yeah, this guy with the bitchin'. So basically, all Argentina money is just bitchin' facial hair. It's not gonna load now for some reason. But yeah, this guy's got a bitchin' mustache on the un peso.
I'm not
I'm
gonna
like
lie, I
I'm like
enjoyed
the
still
whitest
paying.
dude in the world. I couldn't imagine going to Argentina. Yeah,
I
that's okay.
enjoyed
So
still
it's
paying
a
for stuff with coins when I was in Europe. You know, you just like being in like in the old West, like
then you'd love Canada.
toss down a coin.
You
Like
would you would love Canada.
I think Louis
That's
C.K. has a joke about that where he's like, you know, I'll take some dip, yeah, some spurs, some cracklings, and then he throws down a coin and pays
yeah.
for the whole thing.
That was the good old when you have to just buy a bunch of shit because you can't break a penny
Like some molasses, some bullets.
and a horse.
Yeah. Ching.
Bounce a nickel at the merchant. Uh, yeah, that's like I went up to Canada and that whole like I think it's loonies and toonies, and that's like $1 and $2 if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but those ones are dumb.
No, but like you don't realize until you're up there, like, oh, these denominations of money are actually perfect. Like the $2 coins and all that shit. I was like, uh, it was great, man. Other than like you could get really drunk and walk around with like a pocket full of coins just punching you in the dick all night.
Christian
Uh,
says the new peso bills have local animals in it. No more old dudes.
oh, that's cool. Is that these? I think, but it's not loading.
Don't they have like animal husbandry ones where it's just like animals humping?
Dude, where Christian lives, it looks like a fucking like vacation getaway that I would have to murder people to get to.
And then
Uh
but he probably has the opposite feeling. He's like, "Get me out of here! I want to go to the city where it's dirty and gross."
it like if that I don't know if they were like on vacation or something, but they posted that picture of like just the ocean next to them and I was like, "What the fuck?" If that's where they live, oof, I would never leave. Yeah, this seems to be it all these animals. Those are cool as fuck.
Are they scratch and sniff?
They got some coins on them.
Like, do
Yeah.
they make animal noises when you like if you hit one of them, it makes like a cow moo? That'd be kind of cool.
uh Argentina just looks so fucking beautiful. Like New England feels like the exact opposite of that. I don't know if it's just cuz I grew up here. Uh the snow is a bummer. And
That's
I'm
what I'm
not even
saying. He might feel the opposite way. He might be like, "Oh, I wish I could go to the snow and be
right. And
away
I'm not
from this
even like a
tropical
big
hellhole."
beach person. The river goes to Brazil. That's a fucking
Yeah,
river,
see,
dude.
he is Brazilian. See, he just said it right there. He's in Brazil. That proved my fact.
Oh my god, I thought that
Christian
was the
hockey.
ocean next to them. That's a river. Holy fuck. Uh
Well, yeah, the
the,
Brazil,
the
yeah,
river near us is the Connecticut River and I could swim across it in like
the Amazon
a
is.
minute maybe.
I guess it's the Amazon, right? That he's talking about.
Beautiful country but full of problems. Oh yeah, man. We've definitely talked about it before. It's just absolutely beautiful. If you could remove all the nonsense from the world, Argentina is one of those places where it's like, wouldn't that be awesome to retire to? But then again, the Nazis thought the same thing, and that didn't turn out too great for them. We found them real quick down there. I'm surprised we haven't really seen a lot of movies or anything about that shit.
X-Men First Class did it. Remember,
They
he went
did
there
that
to that
like
little village.
one
I know, I'm just saying,
scene.
but like that was like a cool little scene. He goes to the little village where they're at a Bavarian bar and
Yeah,
he kills
that's
them
like
both.
one of the best scenes in the movies. But I mean, like there was so many operations we did down there.
Hmm.
that was basically the opposite end of Paperclip. It was like, we're going to steal these Nazis and get them to work for us. And the other ones that didn't even look at our offer are getting murdered. Like, what a cool country. America kicks ass. Oh, fuck. We're canceled.
But see, we do that, and then the Russians would kill them just for talking to us. And then we do the same to them. Like, if the Russians wanted somebody, but they didn't get them, we kill them because they talk to the Russians.
You could just say the Russians will kill you for talking to anyone.
I saw who you were talking to.
Yeah, one of our clients, first time we met him through the day job, he's a Russian. Come over here and buy all sorts of weird shit to bring back there and sell.
You talk to Uncle Sam?
Well, dude, he's very much like that. Come over and he's like, so you come to Moscow and you get on the train.
You always, you come.
You come. You don't come back from Moscow. We were like, what? And we're in like a 99 eating dinner, like the whole family. And I'm like, whoa, cool. And Beth's parents are like, wait, what? And I'm like, he's saying they kill you. Like, you disappear. And he's like, yes, he gets it.
Like, you come, be guest, never leave.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you get on train in Moscow, foreign, you've gone. Nighttime, gone. Like, he's like, you have to be a real fun guy or they kill. Like,
he's like, my whole family gone.
Like, you're like, whoa, dude. Getting robbed out there is evidently just like a daily thing if you're the wrong person.
Oh, my buddy got a master's degree, I think it was, in Russian linguistics, and he lived in Russia for a period of time. And he got chased home one day by a guy with a knife, just randomly. Yeah. These guys decided to chase him down, and he had to run through alleyways and stuff to get away from the dude. It's just like he said, it's just like a cold, miserable place. Like,
the dude catches you, and he's just like, all right, neighbor, see you later.
See you tomorrow.
Doesn't cut you or anything. It's
Thank you for playing Happy Russian Knife Game.
The thrill of the chase, am I right, neighbor? I fucking hate this country.
Okay, tomorrow I play AK-47.
I shoot ground, you dance. Yeah, Russia is also cool as fuck. Hey guys, can we say it? Dudes rule.
Russia also has like tons of crazy traffic videos because they just don't follow any traffic laws whatsoever. So people are just like driving on the wrong side of the road and they're swerving in and out of traffic and
letting their bear drive.
And then getting in fights in the middle of the road too. And because like they're all like ex-military dudes, they're all just like throwing elbows.
How cool is that though? That like that's actually like a plausible crime that could happen over there. Like, I bet you
a bear.
I bet you it's recorded of a bear being pulled over in.
I knew
in
you were going to
Russia
be stuck in this bear thing once. As soon as you said it.
Yeah, and also, yeah, like you said, that's almost it's almost a testament to the like you know, like when people argue with guns, like if everybody had a gun, people wouldn't be robbing people and stuff all the time.
If everybody had a bear, no one would ever.
Yeah. If everyone had a bear, everyone would be getting pulled over for letting their bears drive. No, everybody's like military trained over there, so it's just like you'd think there wouldn't be so many fights, but it's like the military has trained everybody to also think that they're invincible compared to everybody else. Yeah. So they also just don't know when to quit. Like no one knows how to be the better man and walk away. It's like an endless countrywide headbutting fight.
Oh, speaking of which, I watched a whole thing on YouTube once of Russian, like crazy moments from Russian reality TV. And like, you know how in America we have tons of trashy reality TV, and there can be fights on there. And whenever there's a fight, it's like a big deal. And they talk about it on like the after show and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But in Russia, they have fights every single episode, and it's not just like two dudes going at it or just two chicks going at it. It's like the dudes beating the shit out of the women. Like there's it wasn't just like one. Like okay, so in American reality TV, there was it's still
this episode. Vitaly lays out Amber.
In American TV, like there was a huge controversial episode that's still like talked about today from the late '90s, where on the Real World, a guy slapped a girl in the face, and it was like a quick instant thing. It wasn't like a hard slap, but he slapped her.
Palm?
You know, yeah.
Fair game.
But
what'd she say?
She was actually being really mean. She was saying some nasty things. He was gay, and she was saying some like homosexual stuff.
I think Beth was watching this the other day. Beth loves that shit. I'm pretty sure she was watching that on Hulu, and I was like, "Bitch, got out of line."
But in Russia, it's like full on like punching the bitch in the face, choke slamming her.
Yeah,
like, it's horrific.
No headgear.
There was one. It was a reality show where they had to, you know, that game where everybody puts like a hand on a car, and whoever lasts the longest wins the car.
Gets run over by the car.
This dude just straight up beat, like he flipped out on this girl and just punched her right in the face, broke her nose, and everybody was like, "All right, get back to it. Show's still going."
Christian Russian said in first class they also got the name wrong. That's amazing.
Russians are hardcore. That's all I'm saying.
Jazz graphic is great. There's
and
like
doing
a whole
so in capris.
There's a whole YouTube channel. I forget what it's called. Like Stop an Asshole or something. And it's these Russian kids, that just fucking like completely dismantle idiot drivers, and they're like genuinely, it's hilarious how good they are at it. Like you can tell how much of a problem it is because there's like 14-year-old kids that are seasoned veterans at trolling shitty drivers.
They'll put a whole giant like 3-foot long sticker across their windshield.
Yeah, like a tear-resistant vinyl sticker that'll just make you kill everybody on the road.
And the one guy that runs it is like a trained like mixed martial artist or something like that. Because every time I've seen him get into a scuffle with a dude, he immediately just like takes him down and like ground and pounds him.
Yep. It's excellent. What was your stance on the joggers, Jeff?
On the joggers?
Yeah, are you a joggers man?
Well, I am a jogger myself.
Yeah. Tiny little jogging man. I got Jeff's shirt size last night, and he's a tiny little man.
I'm adorable.
Pocket man.
My shirt size is adorable.
Right. I need to figure out sending Christian a big package all at once too. I know he was like opposed to it for a while because shipping down to there is crazy weird, I guess. But I think once we get all the merch done up and everything, I want to send them, at least try to send them some stuff. Or some random person in Argentina's postal service will get some cool shit.
Well, hey, I gotta hop off of here and run out.
we gotta head out.
Yeah, it was a short stream today. I'm sorry, guys.
We'll call it. It was an hour. It was a good one. We'll maybe we'll get back to it later tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you later.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.